Ignite Success. I'm your host, Snowden McFall, 25-year professional speaker, 6-time author, and women's coach in confident public speaking, money business breakthroughs, and stress and burnout prevention. With me today is Elizabeth Bagan. She is the founder and owner of Precision Medicine and Wellness. Welcome, Elizabeth.
Thanks for having me, Snowden.
It's my pleasure. So tell us what Precision Medicine and Wellness does.
We empower individuals so that they can make informed decisions regarding their mental clarity, their energy, and their health.
And so how do you do that? I know hormones are a big issue today, particularly it's not just women either, it's men and women. So what is it that you do around hormones?
Right. So we optimize both men and women's hormones. We look at thyroids, we look at estrogen and testosterone, we look at vitamin D and B levels, and we also make sure that our patients aren't anemic or any type of infective process so that we can get them elevated in their body, optimized is what we call it, so that they have great energy, mental clarity, they get feeling again like they're 25, 20 years younger than what they are.
And so typically if somebody comes to you and they say, oh, I just have no energy, I'm not sleeping, I don't know what's wrong with me, how long does it take with your approach for them to start to get back on their feet?
Right, so we do a custom lab work, so each individual has a customized wellness plan, and we don't do anything without that, and that gives us a great basis for what they need as far as hormones, if it's thyroid therapy, testosterone therapy. We also look at the physical part too. We look at diet, lifestyle, if there's any sleep apnea, because that plays a huge role in somebody's overall health.
Yeah, I know sleep is absolutely critical. I write about it in my stress book. I mean, less than 7 hours of sleep is considered a carcinogen. So it's really
Exactly.
serious, really serious. And now I know that you opened recently a new division to your practice, which is very exciting. It's the aesthetics business. Tell us about that.
Right. We are so excited to have it. We have an esthetician here that is doing our hydro spa facials. We do microneedling, which helps build the collagen in the face to reduce those fine lines or mitigate any type of acne scars. We have Botox, which helps with those lines and those places that women don't like. So it is really exciting. We also have a wonderful skincare line, ZO, which is medical grade that you can only get from a medical provider, which just smooths out the skin and is just wonderful.
Oh, that's awesome. And I know you're doing Botox parties
Yes.
and all sorts of things, right?
Yes, it is so much fun. We get individuals, women especially, feeling great on the inside, and they naturally just want to take care of their outside appearance. They want to lose weight, they want to look wonderful because they're feeling so good.
Now, I know you've dealt with hundreds of patients through the years. And what would you say when you're dealing with these patients is the number one concern or complaint?
Most people come to me because they're tired.
Okay.
That's the number one chief complaint I would say. It's just, I don't have the energy to play with my children. I don't, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, I just can't make it to the rest of the day. I need that afternoon nap. Then we talk about the mental part. I'm just not as sharp as I used to be. I just feel like I'm past my prime. I can't recall the things that I can't recall. Then we start talking about sleep. And men, we start talking about my muscles don't tone up like they used to. Women, unfortunately, we talk about the hot flashes or any of the other vasomotor symptoms that come with menopause.
Right. So everything I know you do is custom, and
Right.
you do compounded custom bioidentical hormones. Is that right?
That is right. So bioidentical means it's not synthetic, that it's the actual same chemical component that our body produces naturally. So when I use the bioidenticals, the body's able to use up everything that every part of the hormone. It doesn't have to decipher, is this me, not me? The body recognizes as this is completely me and uses it 100% within the body. So it's all
And that's really,
plant-based. Yeah.
yeah, excuse me. And that's really important because I know that there are other bioidentical hormone providers who use one product, it's synthetic, and they use it for everybody. And that's just not as effective, is it?
No, because we're not the same. We're not cookie cutter individuals. God made us all different. We're all different sizes, all different shapes, all different heights. And I can't give a small 4'11" woman the same dose that I would give a 5'11" marathon runner. It's just not possible. They're going to utilize their hormones differently in their bodies. So everything is a custom, individualized approach to health and wellness.
And I know you also work with a lot of veterans. Is that right?
We do. Hormones play a big role in PTSD. So, using hormone therapy with PTSD is not going to get rid of the PTSD, but it's going to help mitigate those symptoms where suicide is such a big problem with our veterans. How many veterans do we lose each day? And mitigating those PTSD symptoms help with their mental health so that they can get back into living their life again.
It's so important. What a service. That's wonderful.
It is. It's a passion of ours here.
So I know that you come to this practice with a very personal, rather terrifying experience of your own. Can you share a little bit about that?
Sure. So 8 years ago, I was lying in a hospital bed.
Hmm.
I didn't know if I was going to leave that hospital by my own volition or if I was heading to my funeral. So it was a very terrifying experience. I wasn't sure if I was leaving my husband a widower and motherless to 4 children.
Hmm.
So during that experience, I learned what it was like to be a patient in a hospital. I became a number, I became a disease. I didn't have a name anymore. And it was just fixing the illness and moving along. And at that point, I came to myself and said, I don't want any other patient that I ever touch or treat in the future to feel that way.
That's
And
awesome.
that's
So
and that's
that's
what
not
brought me to private practice.
right. So having that experience, which was so traumatic, helped you to see a way that you could make a difference. And that's what
Definitely,
led you
definitely. It
to.
changed the way I approached my care and my practice. It changed me as a clinician. It changed me as an individual.
Wow. So I always ask my guests what women they admire most. Who is someone that you admire?
I really admire my mother.
Mm.
She is an immigrant. She is this itty bitty little Asian woman, and she worked so hard growing up to provide for my sister and myself. She has an incredible work ethic. She's a person who is honest, full of an integrity, and it also is able to show her vulnerability and able to ask for help. And I think as women, we have a difficult time asking for help. We think that we have to do everything ourselves. And my mom showed us, my sister and I, that it was okay.
That's awesome. Yes. And that's such an important lesson. Asking for help is critical. In fact, I did a whole show on that. So I couldn't agree with you more. So, how can people find out more about Botox parties and getting their hormones checked out? What's your website to begin with?
Sure. Our website is precisionmedicinejacks.com. Our phone number is 904-454-4937. You can check us out on Facebook and Instagram or give us a call on our line. We'd love to help you.
Well, thank you so much for being on Ignite Success, and keep up the good work helping everybody get their energy, clarity, and mental wellness back.
Great. Thanks, Snowden, for having me.